Welcome. This is Barry Jones from Angelic Wisdom, and we're here for our weekly angel reading for May 9th through the 15th, 2022. So before I begin, I'd just like to welcome everyone who is returning to this weekly series and to also welcome anyone who might be new to my channel. Before I get into any information of the reading itself, I just want to introduce you to the deck that we're using today. Starting today, it's the Ember and Aura Tarot. Okay, this is the guidebook, and you can get a sort of a hint of the artwork. It's by Jamie Richardson, and this deck is still available, and I will have a link as always in the description area, so that you might be able to find the deck. Or actually, I've never done that, so that means I have to give myself some homework. But I'll see if I can look it up and get it there at some point. At the very least, the name of the deck and the author will be there so you can research it. Okay, and also I'll be resuming the daily card messages this week. Thanks for your patience. I finally just feel like somewhat adjusted to the gym in terms of energy, because it really exhausts you at the beginning. And it just, wow. So I feel like I'm sort of finding my ground again, and finding a way to sort of focus. Just really exhausting process. So back on track, I feel. I'm getting there. And then also, I have recorded the monthly angel scopes. I have not published them yet. So I'm going to just say that I'm going to publish them. I'm going to trust and let them go. It's just that I was feeling sort of like not myself because of the process of the energy, with the gym and trying to recalibrate my energy. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and publish them. So just be aware of that. And it should come out over the weekend, or at the beginning of the week. Okay? Let's see. Also, if you're looking for an angel reading, you can go to my web page, theangelschool.com/services, since this is my 10th anniversary year, you can select the first time promotional offer, unlimited this year, okay? And finally, if you haven't subscribed, make sure that you do, and make sure that the all notification is selected. And any likes and comments also helps the algorithms with my channel. So feel free to do that. And also what it will do is also share with you content that is similar to mine, and also keep it in your feed. So as some people have said that they've either been unsubscribed or are rediscovering the channel somehow. So just keep an eye to make sure that you're always subscribed, and that the all notification bell is selected. All right, so let's take a deep breath together. And just center in your heart space. And really be open to your own inner light and the love of God. And the angels are showing me sort of a third eye, and like in this symbolic way of the sun itself. And there was a ray of light that just pouring down, but it also felt like a solid ray, right? It was projecting down, and it felt like a resource that one could pull from in terms of inspiration or clarity or creativity. And when I said that it was being used as a representative of the sun, the angels wrote yes. So that it feels like your intuition or your intuitive impulses, your higher self is pouring um, light onto you and is illuminating your mind and your heart. And so really be aware of your intuition. Now, there's something that unfolded for me in this week that was just very life changing for me. And I mentioned it in another video. I went to um, a Q&A, like at a film festival, and it was a Korean um, film director. He's very highly acclaimed. His name is Hong Sung-soo, I think is how you say it. And he talked about his process, and he talked about how he doesn't like for the actors or anyone to overthink. So basically what he does, and he likes to go with the take. He doesn't like to do the editing and all the retakes. He likes it to be spontaneous, and so he usually doesn't give he writes it the morning of. He used to, and then he would give it to them, and they would have like 90 minutes to learn their lines and to do it. And he would give them all kinds of directions before they did it, and they would shoot it, and that would be it. Um, and then he spoke about consistency. Somebody asked him a question, and he was speaking about consistency that, I guess as humans, we focus so much on consistency, and that nobody can really perfect that, right? And so what I took away from it was something that allowed me to I looked at time as that thing, right? We wake up every morning, and our thoughts, our ego just tries to order our day into all variations of time. And if, for instance, you're thinking, okay, I gotta get this done, I gotta get this done. You got a list of things that needs to be done, and that list is structured around time, right? There are, instead of like being inspired and trusting what is coming to you in that moment that you want to do, that your soul is like all geared up to do this. And then even once we accept that, we're worried about time. But do I have enough time to devote to this right now? My soul has inspired me to do this, but do I have enough time for it? We're constantly trying to crunch the numbers all day long. And one of the things that I saw in him was he lives in a very intuitive way, versus where the ego is always got us thinking about time, and we can't even enjoy something. So that if you're doing something, you're worried about time. When you're enjoying yourself, you're worried about time, that you might be wasting time or taking up too much time to indulge yourself in something that you enjoy. And the day after, I think I went on Wednesday, and then Thursday, like I woke up and I just, I got it, and I went with this. And as I thought about what I needed to do, in that moment, I wanted to do this. So, and I just and I just told myself, screw time. I'm going to be here at the gym. I'm going to do what I got to do. And I'm going to, just follow. And it was just amazing. And when I came home, I needed to re-record a video, and I did it. And that came to me, and I just told myself, stop thinking about time. Do I have the time to do this right now? That kind of thing. And I just did it, and then it flowed. And then after that, I said, okay, I'm going to eat. I did. And then I had planned to do something else, but then what happened was I was inspired to sing and to sing through some music. And that was wonderful. And in the midst of it, you're thinking about time. Forget about time. The point is that as I kept, you know, telling myself to forget about time and to hell with time, right? And enjoy myself. Um, the day was really, I didn't spend a lot of time fighting with time. It was just a quick reminder. I had to say it so that I could break that contract or that pattern, within myself. And then I was really able, I accomplished so much. I got so much done, so many things that would have been on my list, but it wasn't labored by the idea of time. And this is just such a, well, the card is sitting right here, and this is another deck that it's called the Witch's Wisdom Tarot, and she reordered the tarot. So you can see here, World card is not 21, it's 1, because her idea is that we spend our time always, the fool starts on earth, and then we end up with the world, meaning we're spending our energy focused on leaving the earth, preparing, because so many people are afraid, all those souls that I've been helping cross over. It's because people are concerned about what they didn't do, and are they going to be punished? This kind of, I mean, people are still have that in the back of their heads, and this approach is about that. So she reversed that because she wanted us to come into our lives, into the earth school, and embody it. And here you see this sort of metropolis just set ablaze, like burning, right? And that the way that we have set up the structure of life since we set up societies and civilized time, when we got rid of and tried to stamp out all kind of connections to the earth, and there have been all, and Native Americans, everybody had their way of relating to the earth, right? And we call it paganism, but what it was really about was honoring the gift of life that was given to us, the earth itself and all of its plants and animals and the grass and the land, the fire, all the elements that were given to us to give us a full life. The earth is a playground for the soul, for our spirits. And we spend all of our time worrying about whether or not we're worthy to return home, to whatever people call it, heaven, Valhalla, whatever people call it. We spend all our energy worried about dying instead of living. And we set up time, like if you think about time, before we had these structures, there was dawn, there was high, the noon, with the high sun, and then dusk. And we weren't focused on the incremental aspects of time. Just imagine, it's like, okay, well, sun rises, you want to get up, you want to, that this is a time to be productive and opportunities for you. And when the sun goes down, it's a time for you to rest, right? So we've gotten out of sync with our with the earth. Now, our physical body is Gaia, it's the earth. And we are no longer in sync with the rhythms of life that is represented through God's creation of the planet itself, the way things flow. The water teaches us a lesson, the trees and the breeze teaches us aspects of ourselves, the harmony in which we can live in our own lives. And with time, we've organized days of the week, we got the time schedule, and now we think to ourselves, I'm not doing enough, I'm not being productive enough, and we're out of alignment with ourselves. We're fighting who we are, and we were meant to live from inspiration, that and intuitively, in sync with our bodies and with our hearts and with our minds, we're supposed to be living this way. And so it has been so um, liberating to divorce myself from this idea of I got to do this, I have to get all these things done, or that um, I have to, you know, sort of put my pleasure into a box of time. That I can set out to say I want to do something, but then I got to worry about how much time, how much time I can allot for it. It doesn't make sense, right? It just doesn't make sense. And the fact is that our bodies and our natural rhythms are so different from this society. It's not intuitive at all. Our our societal lifestyle, right? And that's the whole point. And so, you know, it's when we talk about following our hearts, we most of the time say, well, I don't have time for that. And then we keep not being able to find the time for it, and then there is no opportunity for us to take in to an experience of happiness, something that could truly make you happy. It's like happiness is always eluding us because we don't make time for it. And what we're not making time for is for ourselves to be and express who we are, when we feel the impulse to do so, when we're inspired to have that experience. And so, it's almost as if the universe is always talking to us, and the universe is always giving us the opportunity to manifest all kinds of possibilities that are joyful and enjoyable and pleasurable and expressive and inspiring. And because we have to ignore, because our ego will tell us there's not enough time for that, and the ego focuses on worrying about getting things done, which takes up the time and space to be doing the things that need to be done and that you are inspired to do. And so it's a practice of trying to find motivation, trying to be inspired, when if you just listen to your heart and trust it, you will find it. Within that, the time is given to you, right? The time is now. That's what your intuition is saying. The time is now. So you don't have to worry about when is the time or what time I should make to do this. Listen to your heart, because the time is now, and it will be fulfilling and it will be full and complete if you go with your intuition, your heart, which is saying the time is now. Okay, sorry for the rambling, but it's new to me as well, and it's just so inspirational. That I had to share it with you, and it just felt like this connection that they're trying to just share with you. You have to understand this piece first, and so I invite you to play with this a little bit. When you find yourself worrying about time, or you find yourself worrying, ask yourself, what is it that you really want to do? Live through. You can choose. Inspiration is always there. Your intuition is always there. Just have to stop ignoring it. And when you ignore that, you ignore your connection with the natural world around you. And you can't appreciate it. So we take it for granted because we ignore our own nature, our physical body. If you think that your body is something separate, like an alien to this planet, your body was made for this planet. So it goes to stand that you, your physical body, and the Gaia, the earth, are one and the same. And you share the same heartbeat. You share the same fulfillment of expression. You are an expression of creation that is the expression of the creator. And the only way that you'll ever truly know happiness and fulfillment and pleasure and all these wonderful things is when you stop worrying excessively about time. And I don't know why they're writing the word support in the middle of my sentence, because it doesn't fit there right now. But I guess they're trying to say that in doing so, you support your own happiness. When you listen to your intuition and understand it, when your intuition is speaking, your intuition is giving you the time. It's saying the time is now. Do that now. And then you'll find that all the other things that need to be done will fall into place. They will fall into the natural rhythm of your expression and then the natural timing of your own unfolding. All right, let's just take a look at the archangel that we're working with. So this archangel keeps coming up more than any of them from this new deck. And Archangel Sammael, so he's really, some people call it, when a card keeps repeating, they call it a stalker, meaning it's a card that's really important to your process right now. And Archangel Samayal, this has come up a lot for me personally as well. He works with you to help you to eradicate your ego or the processes of your ego. Okay, so this means that you're on a fast track in terms of your ascension process. And he does this by bringing up sort of the challenges. So you might find that, something that keeps repeating over and over again, and it keeps coming up and is like, again, are you serious? Yes, they're serious, because you are ready to see this and to let it go. Okay? So he says, choose harmonious responses, act with wisdom and grace. And the only way to really do that is to really listen to your intuition. When you trust your intuition, it may go against the time of what the structure of your ego, which is what society structure is. It may seem to go against that. And also you might think, I don't have enough energy, because that's your ego speaking. When you trust your heart, when you trust that it's saying the time is now, energy, all kinds of energy is calibrated within that divine timing. So trust. They're not telling you to screw the other things on your list or to screw time. But they're asking you to trust this timing and to trust that the energy and the support that you need will be fulfilled within this. This is the path of least resistance, if you want to look at it that way. Or I like to call it the path of relief when you're inspired. Okay, let's take a look at the card for the beginning of the week. Okay, and we have the 10 of Wands. And as you can see, what I like about this is that the wands are all, lit and burning, right? It's this card usually just shows the wands, but without the fire. And what I like about this additional element is that it reminds us that, there's always going to be something blazing in our minds and our hearts, right? There's always going to be plenty to do. That is one thing that is never going to go away. It's never going to go away, because that is the very essence of creation, that the fires are always burning. We're always been inspired. There's so much that we desire and it is desired of us that we could never fulfill it in one lifetime. But isn't it also a great thing that this is also true? So there's no reason for us to feel bored. But what could possibly cause somebody to feel overwhelmed, overburdened, when there's so much happening? One, fear. Fear that I can't handle all of that responsibility. Fear that, and then this is what time, how ego uses time. I can't live up to all of this responsibility. I can't live up to my potential. I can't. There's another phrase that was coming to my mind before I said it, but it's this idea that there's so much there for us, and we allow ourselves through fear to become overburdened because we're afraid of the responsibility. And also, this is a card about asking for help and trusting that you're not meant to do it all. You have to know that you're not meant to do all the pieces. You may be aware of all the pieces that are floating out there. Let's say within a project that you're working on or in your job. You're not meant to take on all of those pieces. And you have to know what your purpose is. And sometimes because you don't know your purpose, people will stack a lot on you because you're like this void who is not focusing on or acknowledging what they want because you're too afraid of the responsibility of what you know within yourself you should be following. So then you get bombarded, whether it's people bombard you or you get bombarded with worry and you can't move. As so this is sort of, you feel like you're slowing down and your energy starts to get sluggish. So they're asking you to look at either getting more support for yourself by asking for it. They're writing the word review. They want you to review how you could possibly implement more support for yourself. And they're saying that this test is going to keep coming back and back and back again until you learn how to, they wrote, relax, number one. So when everything sort of overwhelms you all at once, don't allow your fear to consume you. And that's to say, don't let your fear convince you that you're not being productive enough, because that's another time thing, right? Like some people wake up and they're nervous and anxious all day because they're trying to be productive. That's that whole society thing. That's what we're all about today. But we have to honor our own rhythm, not the rhythm of society. Don't allow yourself to be dictated to, right? When you feel unhappy about that, it's not because you're not good enough. It's because you're not listening to who you truly are, and you're not being who you truly are meant to be in the way that you're wired to handle it, right? So honor yourself in that regard. Honor your body, they're saying, in terms of energy. If your body, this might be that you're, like you might be feeling some health issues in terms of energy and feeling fatigued a lot. Honor your body. Spend more time in nature so that your body, that nature can align your body with itself. Get out and be more compassionate towards yourself in terms of your body. And once you start doing things that are right for your body, screw in time and focusing on what your body needs. If it needs time in the sun, if it needs to dip your toes in the river, if it needs contemplation underneath a very large oak tree, then that's what you do. All right, let's take a look at the card for. All right, so this is being a very clear message here because we have Temperance. And temperance, in a way, well, I don't know if in a way, but I mean, it's sort of associated with time, but at the same time, it's about balance, right? So again, we have a similar message here. And as a major arcana card, this is about highlighting the major lesson here. There is a need to find balance. Listen, we created the construct of society. So we're not saying that we should burn it down completely, right? But what we're saying is it was made for you. It was meant to accommodate you, your body, your energy, your soul, and your spirit. But the thing is, you stopped living from within and you started living towards what you built. And what you want to do, sometimes what we build is not always best for us, meaning that it may have served its purpose and then it's time to move on, or we've become stuck in or stagnant around that structure. We've not allowed it to grow or expand for us, or to teach us, show us something new and different. So we have to constantly be balancing ourselves between that who we are as we've been created, and that what in relationship to what we have created. And we have to find that balance between the two by being aware of who you are and what you're desiring in this moment. And it's okay that certain things you let go of, and certain things that you might keep, but you only if it continues to serve, it continues to be able to grow with you and expand with you. When it no longer can do so, then it is time to leave it behind, or put it away, or completely tear it apart, and use it to build something else, recycle it. But there's obviously, what they're saying overall is that you need to look at where in your life are the things that are making you, that are fulfilling you, that give you energy, and those things that no longer do. They may have once done so, but now they do not. Okay? All right, let's take a look at the card for the end of the week. And this is a 7 of coins. When I first saw this card, the thought that came to me was, like, she's peeking through as if, something, this is about to reveal something to her, right? That this investment that she planted is about to reveal something. And even though here it looks like all of the sunflowers are, full and full bloom, but it's as if there's something more that might come. More of them might blossom, or something new, or something. Now that you've done this, there is this aspect of what is the next step with this? What might I need to prepare for next? How might I be able to use this, right? So you might be looking at your life and almost feeling like, okay, now it's done. What do I do next? Okay? And the thing is, be patient. Wait for that to reveal itself to you. Don't rush because of time. Don't think I'm on a timeline and this has got to happen now. No, give it space. Give yourself space to figure this all out. Even with this lesson that presented to you this week, give yourself time to figure this out. Give yourself time. Make time. Let go of time. And let yourself just be inspired. And then your intuition, it will reveal itself to you, right? And here, because it's just that sun that we saw at the beginning is pouring down, and when the sun does that, it helps things to grow, right? So I feel like what you really need to do is connect in with your inner being, listen to that language, that the way that it communicates to you, and then focus on what that might be. And it's funny because I'm just seeing like a bird, who's sort of standing, I don't know if it's in grass or water, but it's looking down as if it's about, if it sees a seed or something it can eat, and it's going to reach down at any moment. And birds are messengers from your angels, right? So in a way, um, there's something there for you. Don't overlook. It's like, almost feels like you can't see the forest for the trees. So don't let yourself get stuck in your expectations, but listen to the messages that come to you. If something guides you to look at something in a certain way, try it and see what you might discover there. So be patient with what you discover. All right. And then the card I've pulled from the bottom of the deck is the Empress. So she's holding out, let's see what she has here. I think there's a little bird on her shoulder, and she's holding out bread there on a plate. So the Empress is about this innate abundance that we have within ourselves. And it feels as though, and she's standing under the shade of this tree, and you can see the mountains in the background and the flowers that are growing at her feet. And you just see the earth is supplying everything that she needs, providing cover, is providing divine guidance, is providing sustenance for the body. And you can see she's wearing a dress that has, the roses on her body. And, roses have thorns. So there's that sense of that protection that's there, but also that she's a part of the earth, right? And so, there's a sense of have this awareness that you have everything that you need within inside of you. You are the gift of life. You are the blessing. You are the contribution to the world. And so many times we keep looking for that outside of ourselves. We're always looking for something to make us feel complete and whole. And I feel like, since this is coming from the bottom of the deck, that the angels want you to focus more on how you already are the abundance that the world is looking for and that you are looking for. You are the abundance. You are the messenger. You have the guidance, the faith, the inner awareness. It's all within you. You are a complete cosmos of the non-physical and physical awareness, the angelic and the earth angel awareness. And when you start to have compassion for that, and when you start to listen, you will find that you will automatically start to have a feeling of wholeness, of balance within yourself. Because now that you understand that there are no missing parts, all you have to do now is follow the universe within you. The timing is within you. You know what the timing is. You're just listening. You're the teacher and the student all in one. And just listen. Listen. And detach yourself from the outer awareness as being your primary or starting point. Let your launching point always be from within. That's the intuitive timing versus this, you know, I don't want to say man-made time, but it is man-made time. It's ego timing, because it causes you to worry. It causes you to splinter yourself, to see yourself as incomplete and therefore powerless, ineffective, right? Unproductive, unsuccessful. But when you trust your own inner world, cosmos, and you are expressing and creating and resting and, whatever, from within that timing, you don't leak your energy. You rejuvenate your energy. You refresh it. All right, so I send you lots of love and angel blessings, and have a beautiful week. God bless.